What's up, everybody? It's your 5-star realtor, Joshua Ingram, partnered with Page Properties team, brokered by EXP. We're on another episode of a brand new podcast called the Dream Builders Podcast in Las Vegas, right? At the EXP Con. I'm with Brandon Tomlin with EXP. And listen, Brandon, this is a special guest. I met him at the shareholders event, and now I finally get to talk to him. However, I can't miss out on the co-host, Bradford Page with
There we go.
Team.
Hey, pleasure. Thank you, Bradford.
For sure,
Good meeting
for sure. So, man, Brandon, I mean, what's been going on in Dallas, Texas? I mean, you right now we're in Las Vegas, and have you been enjoying yourself so far?
Man, thank you for that intro. Good to see you, Bradford, and Josh, man. Appreciate you guys. You know, it's cool getting people around, not even just the country, but EXP's got 24 countries in the world, and so we're getting to meet up here in Vegas and meeting people from all over the world. And coming from Dallas, it's a hub and it's a really fun spot. Yeah. But it's cool to kind of switch things up a little bit. We talked about the Savannah area, the development you guys have with Hyundai coming in, one of their biggest locations. Dallas is the same way. It's just crazy to see the growth in certain hot spots of the country. For instance, Dallas has the Toyota headquarters. Yeah. We just brought on in North Dallas, where I live in Frisco, just brought on the brand new PGA headquarters. So, you know, the Professional Golfers Association headquarters. I already volunteered in one event a few months ago, the first senior PGA tournament.
You get to hold that quiet sign up and go.
Yeah, I was doing all that.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people do electronic boards nowadays, but the senior PGA, they want to kind of do some more vintage and more original, and so I was doing the scoreboards and putting up the magnetic signs and everything for everybody,
awesome,
and the score updates and stuff. But it's good to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys for a little bit.
For sure. Listen, man. So I heard on Monday that you gave a speech for the young professionals of EXP. How was that?
Yeah, it was a pleasure and it was a blessing. I got to be on a panel with 4 other agents, rock star agents, social media pros. 4 p.m. on Monday, and talked all about different.
Everybody's having fun.
This is Vegas, man. All about different topics, but one of the perspectives I can give is being a young professional. I'm a state leader for Texas, and it's been pushing strong this year. The EXP Con here in Vegas has kind of just been a different animal with the young professionals group. We did an awesome mixer last night. Had probably 100 young professionals out there hanging out and networking and everything, and that's just so important in today's world, today's real estate market, today's business, is feeling connected, especially with EXP. It's funny, we're a virtual company, but I literally feel so at home and so well connected with so many people across the world and the United States because of small niche groups like the Young Professionals Group, and so it's been really fun to do networking events. Last week we had an event in Dallas and we had some agents just connect, and a lot of us were here coming to EXP Cons. We got to reconnect here. We talked all about how do you leverage a group such as Young Professionals, how do you leverage it with your social media to then drive your business forward. And that was a big topic of conversation. And what it does is it provides legitimacy. You see, I mean, people look at your accounts. They look at your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your website, whatever, but they want to see that you're involved, that you're connected, that you've got connections when you're helping someone buy or sell a house.
Now, you're just not writing contracts and opening doors. You're actually connecting with the community, the people, and you have a heart for those people.
Exactly. It's all about how does somebody look at you? What is your reputation? And so it's been a blessing to be involved with the Young Professionals Group, and we're just pushing forward, man. I know we kind of met through one of those meetings back in May at Shareholders Summit, and it's super cool to see guys like you who are young and hungry and you're pushing your business forward and you're maximizing your time here to do stuff like this and be out here. And your clients and different agent friends and everything, people see that and they respect that, and then they want to connect with you.
For sure. And you know, man, like I said, we had a good time in Orlando, but this time is even better. So my other question would be, Brandon, since you did give a speech and you was helping other young agents, what have you learned from this EXP experience?
Yeah, great question. It really is all about proximity. I think, Bradford, you just mentioned that. It's all, and because
our last guest was proximity is power. And there's no doubt about it.
Exactly. So I'm going to say, I think a lot of people in this market, it's probably the reality. A lot of people it's a different experience. You know, I got in the real estate world just about a year ago after I graduated college from Texas A&M and College Station. And so I entered into a real estate market that was different. That's right, Into a real estate market that was a lot different than what people were experiencing. around COVID time, even beforehand, with the relatively stable market but lower interest rates, price points were still affordable. Then you jump into this market, high interest rates, high price points. I'm in Dallas. And
No inventory.
No inventory.
Yeah.
And Dallas has been affordable for so long, but we really are facing, to an extent, a countrywide affordability issue to an extent, especially for guys that are early to mid-20s, friends of ours, our network. And so yesterday I was sitting in an event and one of the guys said, I choose not to involve myself in the recession. And I'm like, that's a cool thing. Not participate in the recession. That's right.
I think with that is more of a mindset. Like you need to have that abundance instead of the scarcity mindset.
That's good.
When you always think about recessions, you always think about the negative. But when you think abundantly, then shoot, every day is a great day. You live in a dream. That's why I tell people I'm better than good. I'm better than most.
Well, we had a private group we went with last night. And one of the questions, a list of questions and topics to go over, and one of the questions was, who benefits from this market that we're in right now? You know, obviously you can pretend you're not thinking about it, but you know, obviously the reality, there's things in the market going on. So who benefits? And you know, the easy one is cash buyers. The kind of deeper one is people who have agents who really will go deep and find solutions for these problems going on. The affordability problem. You know, you're looking into assumables, you know, wraparounds, other way, you know, subject twos, other things you can do to help both buyers and sellers. So understanding you come here and you learn all this and you put that into your quiver when you go back and do your business. Who really benefits in this market is agents. You know, I went through the crash of 2006, 7, and 8, excuse me, and a lot of agents got out of the business because they didn't have those solutions. They weren't willing to dig in and find out about foreclosures and short sales and do all the work that was involved in that. So people who are going to benefit from this are agents who are connected to people who have these solutions and their clients.
It's all about, how can you stand out? How can you be different than other people? There's more competition than ever. I know people are talking about there's going to be a mass exodus of real estate agents.
And there will, because they don't want to work that hard when it gets hard.
Exactly, So what do you do when it gets hard? And I, one of my financial partners, he told me, people look good when the market is easy, but people are good when the market is hard. And the market will, if it's hard and you can succeed at a bottom market, then I mean you're going to be so much better when that market's healthier and quicker and stronger and faster.
For sure, and that's what Bradford tried to tell me. He's like, man, you're getting in the crazy time. I said, I think it's the best time. You know,
well, I tried to talk him out of it, but it was really a test to see how bad he wanted to make it happen.
That's good.
You know, you got to have that stick-to-itiveness. So you've been in real estate for how long?
Just about 13 months now.
And with EXP?
With EXP.
Right out of the get-go.
All from the gate, yes, sir.
Smart decision. Of course, you don't have a lot to compare it to, so you don't have any of those stories, but that's great. So are you already kind of working with other agents and helping them kind of see the light going on and what the opportunities are?
Great question. So we've got a family team in Dallas, actually, called the Tomlin team. That's my last name. Because my dad actually has been in real estate for about 13 years now. So he started another brokerage, was with them for about 8 years, heavily involved and loved the opportunity.
Now don't tell me he's not with EXP.
And so he moved our real estate team over in 2018 to EXP
smart man,
after really a few years of talking with family and strong consideration, talking with financial partners, and you know it's a big jump. It's a big decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you have so much of your foundation with another brand, with another company, and you're so comfortable there, and you see something that's new, and it's shiny, but it's also scary. And he's supporting. I've got 3 sisters, and so we've got a big family of 6. And when you're supporting that many people, whatever decision you make, it's got to be a smart decision. So he was introduced
you don't just jump to the next thing that comes down the line.
That's right. He was introduced to the EXP model in 2015 and took a few years to really digest it. 2018 moved us over. I just started college at Texas A&M at that point. I wasn't for sure on real estate. I knew I wanted to do it to some extent someday. But when I graduated from A&M, I looked at what do I want to do. I saw so much opportunity, not just in real estate, but also in the EXP model for long-term growth. And guys like us, we've got years, and it's tough right now, but it's like, figure out what you're good at, find your niche, find your people.
Find out who you are.
Superhero.
Who you are, exactly. And I took that time in college to kind of figure out who I was, because sometimes I'm like, man, did I even need college? Like, I'm talking to friends who are now 18, 19, graduating high school, and they're like, hey, I just want to get into real estate. and you can nowadays. For me, it was more of a leadership, social service experience that I needed.
Sure.
Well, you also
to-
got all those connections because they're all going to be going in the business world, buying houses, doing real estate.
I mean,
You're going to be leading them on the way.
That's right. You guys have heard of. I wear this big gold shiny ring, and people see that, and there's an Aggie connection. The Aggie network's very strong, so I'm plugged in to the Dallas A&M Club, and so find ways to get plugged into your local community. I volunteer at golf tournaments. I plug myself into monthly business lunches, happy hours. We actually just started the Dallas A&M Business Network Club, and so from the Dallas A&M Club, we formed a business network, kind of like a BNI. If y'all have heard of BNI groups, so we've really formed a specialized one within Dallas A&M alumni. And now we're all business owners that are helping each other build their business. And so that's just a way of being creative to say, hey, how can I leverage my community, my network, this A&M alumni network from my college? How can I best utilize that to my benefit?
Yeah.
So you think coming into the EXP model, that kind of helped you kind of understand that spirit of collaboration?
Oh my gosh.
Versus, we're in a weird business. So, we work with other agents, and we have to have a good relationship, whatever company you're with, and work well with them. Because buyers want to buy, sellers want to sell, and we want to help them get together.
That's right.
But at the same time, we're competing for whatever the business is that's out there. So my experience was, you haven't been with another brokerage, you haven't been with another brokerage. I love my brokers before, was with them 2003, but not the same thing. They're competing with you. It was the collaboration wasn't there.
100%.
Right now, we're talking to somebody who's a whole nother group across the country somewhere else, and we collaborate because we're all going to benefit.
For sure.
Stock goes up, bring more people in, we really start to dominate the market.
Y'all can actually work together
we all benefit
from different states.
and referrals. So anybody coming to Georgia.
That's right.
I don't know if you got some peeps
That's
there,
right.
but you definitely got to hook us up, and we'll look the same way. Even though I'm originally from Boston,
there we go.
The Cowboys all kicked our ass the other day. But we had our time.
Awesome.
Team history is in cycles, just like the real estate business and everything else. Right now, New England's kind of on the downslide,
but it's a great
fun.
point you make. Is that the previous brokerage my dad was at for 8 years? People held their cards close to them, and
in the same office.
In the same office, exactly. And so you're looking to learn and people aren't as keen into doing that. But EXP's model and collaboration culture, it really is such a culture thing.
Yeah.
Everybody here, I'm like, man, I feel so at home. I feel so supported by so many people, whether that's just the young professionals group or with Dallas, we've got a big group that we call Team Expand.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same family and real estate partners and everything. And so it really has been such a blessing.
Yeah, we brought a broker friend of mine down to Orlando because he was kind of considering it and looking at it. And, I think when you go and you see the video and you hear all this stuff, that's hype and all this, they're trying to sell something.
Yeah.
But when you come down, you see live and you start feeling that spirit of what's going on. It's like, okay,
it's different
because everybody's approachable, and it's not like nobody's better than anybody.
Well, Glenn Sanford set up the model that, he's such a visionary. He set up the model that we all gain by collaboration, where that's not the same anywhere else.
Well, it's crazy. We don't take for granted the fact that this is a virtual company. I've got some friends who are in brick and mortars and going into the office, and they walk in, nobody's in the office, and they're like, I feel like I don't even have any support. Had a friend, she's with a company in Dallas, and she couldn't figure out how to write her first contract. Nobody in her office would help her with a showing.
Oh, wow.
And so she had no support, and I'm like, the fact that that's an in-person company and they act like that's where you're getting a lot of support, we don't take it for granted. And so we do take full advantage of any opportunity we can get to be fully immersive and fully bought in. We're at this in-person conference where I'm seeing friends that I've only met online on Zoom calls who we connect with every week from the Young Professionals calls, and we're hugging each other for the first time in person, and we're hanging out every night, and we're having mixers, and we're masterminding. We're doing today this afternoon.
And it didn't cost you anything to come here, right?
It's an investment. And somebody yesterday told me, they were like, don't look at it as an expense, look at it as an investment. What can you get out of it? And so what we need to do is be intentional.
Yeah.
Very intentional.
You don't go here to come just have a good time.
Yeah.
Go play the machines or something
that's
like
right.
that. Although if you want to, that's what
you can do a little bit of both. Why not?
Or you want to go eat at a place that just keeps putting meat on your plate.
That's not
some Brazilian steakhouse. I know it. I know it.
It was like meat heaven. As a kid, I ain't eat vegetables like that. But man, if you'd have took me there, man.
Yeah, I looked over at one point, and Josh was just kind of like,
Yeah, I zoned out.
Feel some type of way, man.
right.
So it's a time to celebrate for sure, but we're only here for 4 or 5 days. How do you maximize that time? Because we go back home real quick.
Yeah.
And how do you foster those relationships that we built and connect to those people on social media?
Well, staying connected is important. So the people you meet, get your information, you get our information. I know you get more things you want to know about young professionals, and I don't even know about our organization in Georgia right now. But it may be something that you really get heavily involved with. Some point you're doing what you're doing.
Oh, we can talk about that.
To really build that up.
And then
these are all things you bring back, and you got to put them into your quiver and make it work.
And then just build a plan, and just like you said, bring other people involved.
But it's all about having that plan. Because it's easy to leave these conferences and say, I have all these notes, and I'm going to just keep doing my thing that I did right before I came to Vegas. But you've got to make a business plan of action, and change the way you structure your business, because we're learning so much good stuff right now.
But I did share with Joshua, and we go back, like we're going to do the red eye going back Thursday. So Friday's a wash. And I told him, he's like, well, I want to get all these things going. I said, no, you take your weekend. You go chill, go walk on the beach, go in the sunshine, everywhere, do something fun, and just kind of let that all sink in, because you can do everything, but you can't do everything all at once. And so EXP does have some challenges. One of them is some sponsors will bring you in and just kind of let you go. I've had people call me up and say, how do I do this on a contract? Because I know I've been doing business for 20 years. I'm with EXP, I'm a new agent. And I'm like, well, I'll help you out. What's going on? So we answer the question. Then I want to know, like, who's your sponsor? Okay, and I don't really know, because they just jumped into EXP.
For sure.
And I was like, well, didn't you go through the mentorship program? We've got some growing pains with our mentorship program, and if you're with a team, you're going to get that, like you and your father and everything else. You're not in that situation. Well, we got some challenges there that we're looking to improve. There's a lot of people out there, and probably some people see this and say, oh, I did EXP and I didn't like it, didn't love it, it didn't work for me. So, I just encourage you to talk to people who are going to give you that support and what's going on.
It's the same deal. So, Texas A&M, we're not quite as busy as EXP. We've got 70,000 students. EXP's got about 90,000 real estate professionals.
89, I think. Just fine. 89.
So you can get lost in any situation, especially something this big, but it's your responsibility to an extent to plug in.
True. Absolutely.
And to say, okay, look, I know I wasn't given maybe the best cards, or I've had some hard times in this where I'm at right now, but you do have the opportunity to find your niche. And so, for me, it's been young professionals and everything. And to make such a big ocean a small little pond.
And then how do you that big fish in that small pond, but you actually feeding all the other fish so they can be big as you. That's awesome.
So I can see both you guys be doing some big
man,
things
for
down
sure.
the road.
So my last question, Brandon, how can the people get in touch with you?
Great question. So I'm most heavily on Instagram and Facebook, I would say. So Brandon Tomlin, you can look my name up on Facebook. My Instagram handle is Brandon_Tomlin99. That's the year I was born. So I'm a 90s baby. I made it.
98.
December 30th.
Wow.
I barely made it.
You just made it.
Love to connect on those. My phone number as well, 214-908-2914. Love to call, text, connect, all that good stuff. If you guys are ever at these events, we'd love to connect. We'll be building the YP masterminds. We do them every Friday. Check them out on Instagram as well. EXP Young Professionals. That's the tag. We'd love to connect with you guys as well if you're in that kind of that season of your life and you want to plug it in that way.
For sure.
But otherwise, man, I'm grateful to be on here today and looking forward to just pushing our businesses forward.
That's awesome. And listen, our mission with our podcast, the Dream Builders Podcast, is to help buyers, sellers, and agents and small businesses connect with the resources and knowledge to achieve their goals. This podcast is sponsored by Page Properties Team, TheDream E.N.T, Real Estate for a Reason, and Make Real Estate Fun Again. Thank you so much, Brandon, for coming out, man. It was such a pleasure. I can't wait to see you in everything that you do. I'm speaking life that everything that you touch turn to gold, and I can't wait for us to continue to learn each other, grow, man. This man even about to buy a drone and stuff, about to take it to the next level.
That good stuff, man.
I love it, man. I love it. So y'all go ahead and be safe, and I'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.